Hello guys, welcome back to the coding lab. In this video, we are starting about the project, and I will try to cover the first our module, login module will implement in this project. So let's start the coding. So I am creating a new project here, and I choose the compose activity. To the next, here is our application name. I will e-commerce. I will add commerce. And here is the package name. I will like to put it here. I use the Kotlin DLS as a Gradle. So just to finish, here our applications. There is a username and password, and this login in here does the login and getting back from the REST API. In this application, there are three main features. First one is the feature sort. Second one is the feature cards, and third one is the feature home. Other than in the profile, we are not doing right now anything. So based on this functionality, we are creating our folder. So just to quickly create a free folder, feature code, feature home, and for the card feature card. In these three folder features, there are another 3 layers contained to each feature. So for the clean architecture that follow the 3 layers, which is the data. Sorry, this is on the odd. Another one is the domain. Another one is the presentation. In the data, there is also one folder. Its name is BI for the dependency injection. So we'll copy these 3 folder and put in our board. Right? So it's now looking like this. So now start with the, let's just run that app and check the all is working or not. We create a profile presenter as well. Now there is only blank cell. I'll just add so that we can do the letter. But it's not covered in this playlist or the next video. So our Gradle is built successfully. Let's see. So you can see that our application run and it shows the hello world. So where is coming? It's from the main activity. Hello, and that function of call from that Android. Hello Android. So now also we create another folder for the common adding a constants or the utils file, or I create one for a folder. In the UI contain another some folder. So one is the component. So basically there is contain the common components like the navigation, bottom navigation like this. So first I just created after we do the coding. So here is the components, right? Another one is the navigations. So this two is following the UI that folder. It's in the UI, not in the theme folder. So let's just move to the UI folder. So yeah, so first we are starting the navigation. So here in navigation, we will add our screen routes and the nav graph. So let's start with the authentication, and first we create the login screen. So let's move to the for our first screen. So the UI file content in the present. So there is a one screen with scroll there. Outline file. And here we login screen. Jetpack Compose, all things are in the composable function for the showing the UI. We use the composable function so that we can create the composable function, or we add the annotations. Compose. We need to add a library for this. So just first create a screen for that login screen that contain two things. One is the view model and another one is our navigation. So for the navigation, we use the now controller. Extend the now controller, and another one is our view model. View model, we need to create a view model. So this is a auth. Later we create a auth view model, right? So for the navigation, we are adding this library, right? First, we add the old library. So in this project, we are using the Retrofit dependency injection we use for this Hilt, and there's some library we will add. So just move to the build. So throughout this project, we are using this type of the libraries, and I think we for the navigation we already add that library. So let me just remove the we need to also need to add the KSP. So for this, we need to add alias from that. So this was the plugin for the Hilt and the KSP. Also, these things need to add in the our version file. Just copy and paste from the previous. So we need to mention this thing in the plugin also. Hilt and the KSP. These are version of the libraries that we are using. It's mostly like a latest one. There is like a one or two version behind. Nothing much older. Based on this date, it's today is 12 December 2000. If 12 December 2025. Also, we need to add some things in the our project structure gradle. So where is this? It's the project. So these two things is need to add for the running field and the KSP. So KSP is like Kotlin some modules that using that we can integrate. So let's sync the project and see it's with anything any other. Let's see need to do any other things. So here we are getting the error in the inbuilt. I think we are not adding the built server sound. Yeah. So there is a machine that built it. What was the we added the build, retrofit, everything, but what is happening? Hmm. Let me quickly add. So basically, these things are added. If you like one by one, whatever you're using, and just to like add dependency, then easily that will edit, and you no need to worry about the adding like this. I'm not using that kind of stuff because we need to the well keep recording the video, you know, get stuck in the library so that I will use my previous project libraries and let me let's see let's sync and write see the result. Yeah, build successfully and there are no any other error, but it's here it's showing something, but I think it's some other issue. So let me move to our code logics. So for this, we need to create our view model. So here in presenter layer, I will creating one another file. This is our the auth view model, right? We need also other two files. One is the auth event, and another is the auth stat. So let's start from the login screen. So this is our first function. I will just end it like this. Little view model. First, we need state. First, we need to state. We have to first like annotating this alt. So regular able if module this is a view model. I just add the annotation and our class view model inject the constructor in constructor. There is our use case. Commonly is our the use case. We will add here later. What was its a login use case like a login and the logout. So this extend the view model. So in a view model, we first declare the state, right? We need to add a event flow, right, like a loading or the API is calling. Then for the loader, after show the UI and also the error handling. So that is going to the our event code state and our event flow. So we will first start with the state. So go to the auth state, and auth state contain data class. What is this variable is a loading. Its type is a boolean, and default value of this is false. Another variable is the token that is getting from the our login API. So this is a string type, and the default value of this is null. For the assigner, we need to add the question mark, right? So another value is the error. Also, this is the string that also will be available as default. So these things are in our parameter, or you can say that is constructor. Nothing to do with the body of the class. So we'll just view that mainly. So auth event basically. So now we move to the our auth event class. Auth event class is still the class that contain one over the data class. So for the login, we require the two things. One is the username, and another one is the password. So coming back to our view model, there we just first we create one state variable that will be mutable. Pair of auth state, right? We need event. So for this, we are creating our event row, and that will be mutable shared row that contain our auth event. Right? We mention adding like this. So whatever, there is the one another. We need to write like this. So that state coming from the view model from the statement. We need to first do the view model related stuff. So go to the view model. We need to use state here is the our compose runtime state. Compose runtime state. Composition. This will we need to use, right? Do the same thing for the event. And the shared form. Now we creating function about our the event. So here there is only one event is the login. Also we can add the logout etc. event on this, but for now we use add the login event only. That already added in the about the auth event class. is the basically or the switch case is the auth event equal to our login, then do the these things. What if say like calling the function, calling the function on new model that login. Or that we are creating the function private what was that two things. So we use the coroutines here. So for this we use the view model scope dot launch because here we use the launch because we need the results after the API calling whatever it's a error or the success. Based on this we need to uh, update the device. So for this we use the launch here. So for this we need to like in the state value will be true because in here we are doing the API calling. So like this we can add the is loading equal to true and the error. So now there is no any error. Now we call the API. So for this we need a use case. In the use case, we explain in the use case there is a method like the looking at getting the data from the domain and domain communicate with our data layer. So now we need to do stuff in the domain layer. So I'm just rename this shift access folder because this is the incorrect domain, right? Like this, I will update to all our project shift access. So we can create the code in file here. One is the login use case, right? And another one is the author repository. The login use case inject the constructor that in constructor we pass the author repository. Here we use the suspend function because the suspend function resume and post later, and we need to use suspend with also we use the coroutine. So for that we need to use the suspend function. Suspend function operate return invoke what is the parameter here username and this is the type of string. Another one is the password. This is also type of string. At return token. This is also type of the string. That is our API. When we create the module, I will show you the API that login API and its response. So basically, it's written the token. Here to just to check username is not a blank. Also, or the password is not a blank. And we return the what we return. So we need to return our resource file. So for this, we use the in the core there is a one In code, we are creating two function. One is the what the utils. Like we in the code, we are creating some folders. First one is the utils that contain our utilities, right? So in util there is a two files. One is a constant and one is the resource. Let's move on. And another one is it's also a child class. So basically, resource have a t type, and that will be what one is the data. So data should be in t type. Whatever data you will get, the default value of this is null. And one is our message is also type of the string, and that also should be null. So here there is another three class. One is the success. If there's success, then we pass another instant error. Also, there is one another class. It's a loading. And this type is also the T. So our constant file contain the our base URL. So this will be our constant well URL. Base URL will be generally we are having this in the header. This will our base URL with under with the provided slash, and this type of is object of the class. Another one is the database base name. Later we add the card items in the database. So I give the name is e-commerce vegetable, right? Another one is the preferential. Our shade preferential. Our shade preferential is econ for groups. Just control B and give the token value of this auth token. This one. Let us create a login. So login API that contains the two value, username and password, and in response we get the token as a string. So now move back to the our login use case. So here resources will be our utils, and in error we need to pass error in the string username username username, password cannot be And here we cannot directly call the API because we check the uh, username and password is blank, then we return from here and that not call the REST API or the backend. So if the it's not blank, then we return the repository that we added in and call the login. So we not do anything in the auth repository. So in the auth repository, here we need to log in. So basically, auth repository, it's a interface. It only contain one suspend function. This is login. In this case, this will run password string also. Sorry. So here our login use case and auth repository work is done. So now moving to the our data layer. So in the data layer, there is a data layer contains the data, either it's coming from the local or the remote. So here in this case, we are calling the API. So for this, we need one auth service in which mention the our endpoint and the function. And another two model class required. One is the login request and one is the login response. Also, there is a auth repository implementation. It's on the data layer. So now just quickly even create these things. Our first one is the auth API service. So this should be interface because so it should be interface that only calling our endpoint and then call the API. So here there is a function it's called a login that take a request as a body. We need to create model class for this, or we can just pass the username and the password. But here we can create the view model. That return the this that would be token. So this API is the post type. You can see here is a post type, and here is the value. You can note. So that is our base URL. So we need to add this and also this slash because space already added in the base URL. So now creating this that should be our data class. This is so you can see that there is only two parameters. So we first use the serializable mode, and then we are using the conversation library here. It's a tool mode, so I quick click response. It's the token. Here you can see the token. The type of the token is string. Now move to the creating auth repository implementation. So this will be auth repository INPL. So our the auth repository implementation communicate with the auth service and our auth module. So that inject the auth service and other some things. So just inject the things. For this we use the inject EF and don't know why I can't. That we inject two things here. One is our new auth service. And another one is our reference. So we continue with the auth repository implementation. So we need to use our preference manager. So we need to create this file also. So here we move to the core and create a one folder for the preference. There is a preference, and on the preference we create our preference manager. So creating new file. So called the preference manager. બંધ કરી દેજે વિભુ આ બાફ નો અવાજ આવે છે. Such a string writing and constructor. In this we will pass the context. So we need to context. Here we are using our application context. So I just add the annotation and context will be application context. That context required for our that context is required for the initialization of the branch. So this will be type of context and word context. Now we write a get set preference, and here we need to pass our preference name, so that will added in our constant file. Preference name, right? And what is context.private. So here we only store the token. So for this we write a three methods for the same token, get token, and the clear token. So just on the constant file we add the key, token key. So based on this, that token will save in key will require the key was the our constant token key, and the value should be getting from the API. After we write the that should be written in the null as well also. The return type is this is string and it can return the null also. Default value of this is null. We can write the empty also. Now we put the clear token just reference.ready.run. What was the case? This is now move to the here. We want add our reference. So just delete these two inputs. And now moving to the next part. So here we write one overriding suspend function of the login. So here that inherit the auth repository. Here that inherit the auth repository and that override the our login method. We get the response here. APS is equal to APN and here we passed our our model. So another what we get was the IO exception. Did not reach server. Say check your internet connection. Another one is the general any exception. It will be same message. Yes. We can add this string into our string file, but for now we are not can add this in the string file also. But now we are not adding because there is taking some time and video getting too long. So this is our auth implementation. For the calling API, we need to retrofit instant also. So this will we create in our core. Let me just create a one package that called the network function is in the core file. No for utilities. Same network. There is a we create a one file for the network module. So just create the one file. New Kotlin class and that will be network module, right? So this will be object type and we need to add a mode. So just we first provide the HTTP instance. So creating HTTP login instance for the so be the singleton. For function name should be provide HTTP login intercept that return HTTP login interceptor dot apply and the label should be HTTP login interceptor dot label dot body. So for the seeing the response in the log, we need to write a body as a parameter. So here the function name is incorrect and I just correct it. Login interceptor. So now we need to create our HTTP. Uh, now we need to create our HTTP instance. So we just write a provider here, and it should be the singleton. Also, the function name, it's a provide OK HTTP client. So here we passed our login interceptor, and that return time should be our OK HTTP client. So return OK OK HTTP client dot builder, the interceptor. Our login. Another one is we add the connected timeout and read timeout and the write timeout also. So just to quickly add, I add 30-second and time unit. I think that was the correct. First we just write the build so we don't get the error. So I add the 30-second of each. So now we need our retrofit instance. So for this we just it's the same type of this. So we just copy and paste and change the provide retrofit, and here we mm, okay HTTP client, and here we return the retrofit instance. Here we need to add our base URL. So base URL is located in our Postman file. Another thing we need the client here. So client should be our OK HTTP client. Another thing is need the convert factory for the converting our JSON to our project over Pojo files. So for this we use the JSON convert factory dot create, that dependency already added in the build file. So our network module it's ready, and also it's ready to the inject also. So here you can see that our application build is successfully. Let me check the output. So you can check that it's showing our screen. Let me check what was the happening. So the login screen is not showing the reason to repeat the navigation, starting from navigation, and in our main screen there is no anything written. So we need to add something here. I think so. Here our the main screen currently is working is our main activity. We need to navigate some things from the main activity. So for this we need some coding in the main activity. So I just quickly add the some required things into the here. So this contain the thing. So basically in the bottom navigation on the main screen there is a bottom navigation. So we need to set our bottom navigation first. So for this I will require the now controller. Remember now controller. Another thing that was the now back strategy. Now back state entry by the now controller. Here we pass the current back state as a state, right? Another thing is need to current row equal to now back state entry destination and the route name. It should be the in the scaffold. Here first we need our bottom navigation. So at the bottom bar, if I think should I get, I think we need to write here bottom bar. It's our composable function, and here we need to give it. We need to create one for the our. We need to create one variable for the showing the our bottom bar. Basically, that contain the our route name in the list of string dot home dot out, and third one is the string out direct. On the bottom navigation bar, that thing I'm not getting. So let me, I think we need to add a dependency for this. For this, need a So we need to create a bottom navigation bar components. So that should be in the global. So in the UI, we need to create a one file. Just create the file. So that should be the UI. So annotated with the composable, and it should be the function. That take the two parameter. One is the navigation, now controller, and like this we create the array. Second screen should be the profile. So we need to create that entry. Now controller dot current back state entry destination dot route, and check with the save all. Now navigation bar items dot for each, and the string name lambda operator. Navigate here the screen. We need to give the icon. Then we need to give the need also need to give label. So it's after this we need to pass selected also. Here selected should be the our label equal to the screen dot route. Okay, after this need to on click also. Okay, uh, after this we need label also. Saying label, there is when the string name is string. In case of the text, then we just simply write the our. So same things required in the profile also. We need to just use the icon. So here icon that come, we use our default Android icon and destination shopping cart. That should be the person. That should be the profile. So here in the on click, we need to pass another. It's for the navigation. We need to navigate. For this, we need the navigation controller and navigation controller to navigate, and we just pass the screen current screen dot route. Okay, and also we need to pop up this thing. So pop up navigation dot route, and this thing contained in the curly brackets. So pop up here in the braces dot route and save state equal to 2, otherwise non in single top equal to 2. So in the top of state, if the same things call different, like we call app on 2 times on the home button, then the only one instance are created. Restore state equal to 2. Our navigation things are done. Let me check once again if anything is missing or not. Now let me run and see if the login screen is showing or not. Here in the bottom navigation, we need to pass over the bottom navigation, and I think we need to pass our no controller also. Let me run. So currently showing the yellow word. So here we need to no need to this also our greeting function called, but we no need to this. Just modify to pass our no controller. Let me run once again. Our application crashed. Let me check what happened. So I think there is a missing in the main activity. There is a Dagger related something are the missing. Here is the entry point. So we need to add the annotation here. Android entry point. Also, we need to create a one of our class. The class name should be application class name. So this will be, I think it's not in the, it's here the UI. Here we create the one class. It should be the icon app, and that extend our applications. Also, we need to annotate with the build Android app. So let me run the now. If have any see if is any other error or not. I hope that it will work now. So yeah, it's working now. Yeah, we saw the login screen here. On the login click, that was the crash. We will fix later. So this is not nothing but it's a need a permission. So let's quickly add the permission. So permission. Hello. So I think this coming from the use permission. You need to give internet permission. So after giving it, let's run the application once again. So now in the next we moving to the home screen. This will be the password protected. Input type was the password. So yeah, it's working fine. This is our home page. We have card. Now we design our home page.